So I think my story is probably a little bit different to most people of my age that got into refereeing. So I used to play a lot of football. I came to university in Leeds, played semi-pro for like York Championships, Forest Celtic, things like that, and carried on playing whilst I was teaching. And I just started refereeing a few kids' games and things like that. I'd done my refereeing course at sixth form college, so that was a qualification I had. I carried on doing bits and pieces during the school holidays, for uni holidays, just for a bit of money, to be honest with you. And then I got sent off playing for York Championships at the age of 29. I'd gone into the change room afterwards and asked the referee not to send it in, as you do in the bar afterwards. And he said to me, "No, I'm sending it in. If you think you could do any better, have a go yourself." And that's so. After my 35 days suspension, I started refereeing. So that's how I started taking it a bit more seriously. And that started with Leeds combination, things like that. Kids football in the afternoons, doing as many games as possible. So I didn't play football again after that. Obviously, you go from a team environment, like with the lads in the changing room, and then all of a sudden you're by yourself when you first start. And it's quite lonely to begin with. And I thought, this isn't really for me, refereeing. And then you start working with some guys when you start doing lines on Supply League and stuff like that, and then they're talking about whistles, and I was thinking, God, that's a bit strange about what whistle they use and the flags, and I thought, well, I think this is for me. And then probably 5 weeks after that, I'm having the same conversations about whistles, and you get that bug straight away. It's a bit of an adrenaline thing. You're still involved in the game, you're trying to control it. Obviously I played a lot of football, so I had an understanding of what a bad tackle was and things like that, which I think was an advantage, and then just start from there really. It feels really strange actually when you first start off. And I think, you know, we've got a group of lads that we all grew up in refereeing with, that we're all still mates, and I think when you start off on a Sunday morning when people are drunk and you know, on this bog of a field, and you know, kicking lumps out of each other, at no point did I ever think I'll be a Premier League referee, I'll get to referee the FA Cup final, or anything like that. And it's just bizarre. I think it's just strange that just through something that I enjoy doing ends up being a profession really. Really very lucky. I think whenever you start off refereeing, your big achievements are refereeing at the next level. So for me it was getting that telephone call to say that we got onto the panel, you'll be refereeing conference football, and then getting to go to be a Football League referee and starting off at Shrewsbury, and then getting the call again to see you go referee a Premier League game at Blackpool. And I think then from there, when you're a Premier League referee, it opens the door to sort of European games and stuff like that, and you know, getting to travel the world being a referee, which is just strange. And you know, then doing the FA Cup final, the Carabao Cup final, and all that as well. So yeah, I've been lucky really. My first conference game, I think we started off. I think conference used to be really tough. It was like a big step up. So you'd gone from doing like the Unibond and things like that, and Northern Counties, and then all of a sudden you're in what our class is proper football with a crowd. And my first game was, I think it was Accrington Stanley, and it was like 3-3 after 20 minutes. I was like blowing something rotten, and I was like, God, this is brilliant. There's a bit of a crowd there. First time they got the kits on and stuff, the replica kits and the scarves, and I think that was the time when you thought, God, this is a proper game of football now. And you're refereeing a big stadium. It seemed like a big stadium at the time. So I think really that first 20 minutes of that game is, I still look back at that and think it was and I still like going to Accrington Stanley. I still like the old-fashioned grounds. You know, I still like that. You can almost feel the breath of the crowd on top of you. Yeah, but obviously I've done some bigger games in the Premier League, but I think that's where your biggest achievement is doing that first game, that first 20 minutes and getting through it. The biggest obstacles are that you've got to keep believing in yourself, because whenever you go onto a pitch, there's certainly 22 players that don't always agree with you. Then if you go a little bit higher, you've got the crowd that are giving their opinion as well. And you're never going to be popular as a referee. And if you're going in that to be like to win the popularity vote, that's never going to happen. But with the right people around you, I think, you know, there's so many opportunities now for young referees, and I think it's a brilliant thing to go into in terms of confidence and character building. Started off just local referees like Mick Stoddard. He was good when I first started. He's a bit, you know, eccentric and stuff like that, but he's a bit of a character. But he gave me some good advice. Stuart Wilson, you know, obviously I worked with Mark Haywood early on. It's just people that you can bounce ideas off. Dave Richardson, all people that are now doing coaching roles within West Riding, and then guys who ran leagues like Steve Andrews, who ran the combination, give you opportunities. And then going forward, you know, my coaches, Eddie Wilson, home and stuff. It's just people that you can rely on, and you know you can just say what you're feeling. And I think those are the people that you aspire to, and people like Martin, who was always ahead of me and probably still is. But people that you think are always at the next level above you, thinking, wow, I'd like to do what they're doing. And I think if you believe in yourself, it can go a long way, really. First thing I'd say is do it. Get your refereeing qualification, do the games, start off with some less challenging games, and although some of the junior games can be tough as well. And then, you know, challenge yourself and go for it, and understand that along the way there's going to be some difficulties. There's going to be people that are going to challenge you as a referee. But those incidents are few and far between. Get on the courses at West Riding, get on your CPD, and try and do as many different types of football as possible. And by that you're honing your skills. I mean, for me, doing the least combination, dealing with blokes as they were older than me at the time, who were probably worse for weather, and you know, you having to cajole and manage those kind of people, and show a little bit of humility as well, I think is probably a good thing.